Hello, I totally forgot to start the vlog. It's Monday, October 23rd, and as you can tell, I am already driving. I am driving home, and I am driving home earlier than normal, as you can tell by the bright sun on my face and the horrible lighting in my car right now. Sorry about the horrible lighting, but today went pretty darn well. I had a good day. I got to work pretty early. I had to cover somebody's duty. I traded with another person for when I was absent. Yep, I was absent. When I was absent a few weeks ago, and okay, so what happened today was not. So today was a good day. First period went excellent. Second period went super well. They had on the lesson plan for this week, and they wanted us to spend all 3 days on it, was having students write essays to enter into a competition. And I could already tell ahead of time that my kids were not going to be that interested in the competition. And then on top of that, they canceled our house meetings for today, so that means I had the kids for the whole hour instead of half an hour during advisory. And so I kind of came up with some things on the fly. I started with, we spent like 5-8 minutes just talking. Like I asked them, how was your weekend? And somebody was like, oh, I'm going to do trick-or-treating this coming weekend, blah, blah. I was like, okay, so who else is going to go trick-or-treating? What are y'all going to dress up for Halloween? What's your favorite candy? Like just some little things like that. And that got the conversations going. And then we wrote out our goals for this week, and they were all basically said, oh, I want to get good grades by turning in my work and by paying attention. And not that creative of goal making, but they set their goals. And then we played 2 truths and a lie, and they really liked that. There was one girl who kept getting annoyed because people were talking, and I was like, wait, this game requires talking. And then we went outside and played red light, green light, which seems kind of like an elementary thing, but it helps in terms of social emotional learning. It deals with impulse control. And so I talked to them a little bit about impulses and being able to control it, and they were all for the game. We went outside, we played for like 10 minutes, it worked. And then we came back in and we started watching another TED Talk. We did not finish, but they were interested in it, and they were even like shushing each other. They're totally into TED Talks, which is awesome because there are hundreds and probably thousands of TED Talks, and so that's easy filler content. So that went really well. Third period was pretty good. I'm starting to realize in terms of behavior that, at least for my third period, kids, and I think my 7th period, this is turning into the same thing. Kids are starting to try and get away with things, and they're starting to be silly unnecessarily, and they're starting to just test a lot, and just kind of a little confusing in the sense because they're still doing their work. They're still very respectful to me. I have no problems in that area, but yet they're testing in terms of interacting with each other. And so that's something I'm going to have to think about and work on. I know between this and next week, I'm going to do my best to call all of their parents and give positive and negative feedback, because those classes are really needed, and that's half of my kids anyway, so that would be good. So that was third period. Fourth period in Art 3, we were starting their first independent projects, and my introduction to that was not the best because there wasn't much to introduce. And so basically it was like, you can do whatever you want. You can use painting supplies, drawing supplies, you can use any of the felt, the yarn, sewing stuff. You cannot use clay, and you cannot do paper mache. And you cannot copy somebody else's idea. And, like, we can't go online and just copy a picture. So that went okay, and like I felt like I could have presented it better, but then at the same time it had all the information it needed in my presentation. So that went all right. And then we went to the computer lab, and they were just looking at pictures and ideas and doing rough drafts, and I had them fill out step sheets where they would lay out their main goal for the project, and then what they're going to do first, second, third, fourth, and however many steps they needed. And then most importantly for me, they put what supplies they're going to use on the bottom, and so that helps me prepare. I can look and see, okay, what things do I need to pull out? And the majority of the stuff that I'm going to let them use is already out. So that was good. 6th period was fine. 7th period, kind of already told you about that. They're testing their limits. Their weaving is going really well, and I would say things are starting to settle down overall. I just have a handful, like 3 or 4, not even a full handful, of kids who keep testing behavior limits. And so it's coming along. Most of them, like, as we get into our weaving, they spent like 45 minutes or so of the class period just getting things done. And as a note, one thing that worked super, super well was as the kids were coming in, as I was grading them, I told them exactly what they needed to do. Because some people needed to turn in their weaving design, and some people could just go right on to their weaving. And so I'm going to start doing that. Every time we have a work day, I'm going to give them what they need to do right away. And so we just skip warm-ups, they go get their stuff, they do their work. And that worked out super, super well because everybody came in and kind of let them trickle in instead of all coming in at once. And they all got their supplies. There's no rush for supplies. That worked out so smoothly. Like, I was so happy with how well that worked out. And then as everybody got settled down, I got their attention. That didn't take very much to get their attention. I didn't even have to use the doorbell, which was awesome. And then I showed them how to weave and did a couple little things. Took less than 5 minutes for my presentation. And so they got the information they needed, and I had very few questions the rest of the class period. And they were just working. Just went around, checked on them. That worked out so well. And they were quiet as they worked, and I don't have any wood to knock on. I would knock on wood right now, but they did great today, and maybe it'll be the same tomorrow. 8th period was their normal selves. They do all their work, they're respectful, but they're loud. So overall, I had a great day, and I left pretty early. I'm already most of the way home, but I have a date tonight. We're going into a show tonight, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. So that's why I gotta get myself home so we can get ready and go. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hello. It is already Wednesday. I did not end up coming to school yesterday. Was sorting out family stuff until really late Monday night. So I got minimal sleep, and on top of that, I was not feeling 100%. I was not in the mode of being able to be a teacher yesterday. So I took a personal day, and I'm very thankful for it. It was super helpful. Sometimes things come up and you just gotta take those days, and you gotta put yourself ahead of things sometimes. And as the years go on, at least for me, I build up a lot of extra days off because I never use them all. So I used one yesterday, and it was good. And that. So yesterday, in my notes to the sub, I basically just had them do a sub lesson, and she ended up choosing one because I just have a handful of them in the back of my sub binder that are emergency plans, and I let the sub choose. That way the sub feels a little bit more comfortable, and they're lessons I know that normally work, but she chose one that I've had a sub choose maybe only once or twice, and it didn't really work that well. And the last time a sub did it didn't work that well either. So I think it's a lesson I'm going to have to replace. But the kids did all right. According to her notes, they did pretty good. And my R2 kids are like begging to work on their weaving. And so that gave them motivation. They got the sub lesson done, and then she said after the sub lesson they could work on it, and they did. And things were a little bit messy when I got in this morning, but it seems like nothing was lost, except I did learn today, 3rd period, one kid, his work was misplaced, and it was because he did not put it in the bin with the rest of them. He put it over there on the other side of the room on the dry rack. So of course someone decided to be mischievous and move it, or they stole it or something, but it's gone. And he didn't want to restart, but he had to restart today, and that gave him frustration. and he was misbehaving because he was frustrated, but that's okay. So that happened, and then also yesterday, I put in the notes, I really did not want to have my embroidery kids miss out, and because they are so awesome, and they really want to do it, and they already know what they're doing with sewing. So I basically said, as long as y'all return the needles, you can do it, and they did good. There are a couple needles, like 2 or 3, that were misplaced, and I don't know what happened to them, but you know, sometimes when you have a sub, you just gotta take your losses. You're gonna lose, there's gonna be casualties. But overall they did good, and looking at their progress, I can tell that they were working and they did what they're supposed to do. Same thing with my Art 3 class. She even put a note, and it's a sub I've had a few weeks ago, and she even was like, these kids were such a joy to have. Like, they're so awesome. They're so pleasant. And then she gave me notes for 6th period, but not 7th and 8th, so I don't know. I heard from other kids that my 8th period was really loud. Doesn't surprise me. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. But today, so far, the kids have been great for me. And I am coming in today kind of with a very calm mindset. I just feel at peace, and things are going pretty good, and they will be great. Just overall in life, things will be great. So I think that's helped in a lot of ways, because honestly, like, I'm not caring as much, and that kind of seems like a bad thing, but in a way it helps you focus on what needs to get done. I feel like I'm getting things done faster, and I'm just not worrying about things, so I just have a whole lot less stress, and I'm not worrying about putting extra time after school. I'm not worrying about all these little details. I'm just doing what needs to get done and feeling good about it. And so things are going good. Today, excuse me. Today, Art 1 is continuing to work on their skulls. Here is an old one. What they're doing today is putting decorative stitching all around. This one only has it on the felt pieces, but then they could also put it in the background some if they wanted. That's what they're doing today. So I have to teach kids how to sew a needle, how to tie a knot, and how to do basic running stitch. And that's gone a whole lot smoother than it ever has before. And I think it's because I have a lot of kids who already know how to sew, and thankfully a lot of my 6th graders are in my embroidery class, so they learned that last week, and it's reinforcing that learning, and they're just getting it. And some of them were like, we're basically doing embroidery, right? And I was like, yeah, you're doing embroidery on your skull. So that worked out nicely. Been using that quote a lot lately. So that's what Art 1 is doing. Art 2 is just continuing working on their weaving, and I can tell that a lot of them worked on their weaving, because a lot of them are like halfway done, and they had like an inch, and they have maybe like a foot to do, and so they're doing really good. I looked at my lesson plans, and I had planned for today to be the last day for weaving, but I think I'm gonna have to push it through Friday, and I'll just have to bump my lessons, and that's fine. And right now, because I already have most of my lesson plans done for next week, I'm not going to adjust those, but when I do the next week, I will adjust it, and so that'll give me less planning to do next week, and I think that will work out. But yeah, things are going good. I am excited that I don't feel as much stress right now. I am excited, and yeah, things are going well. I know this afternoon's gonna go well, and I'm gonna keep moving forward, and I will check in with y'all tomorrow. came to say hi. What? What? I don't have anything. Go away. So pretty though. And this is what I hit when I get to school later than normal. Hello! It is Thursday and I am feeling awesome. It feels very good to be in a good place mentally and to have everything in order right now. It feels very good. Yesterday I was feeling the impact of family issues and not feeling well, and now I'm feeling so much better. Family issues are figured out for the most part, but it is going well and I am very happy about that. I am feeling very chill today. I'm feeling very, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen kind of thing. Like, I don't feel stressed right now. I woke up feeling excited, looking forward to the day, looking forward to getting things done, and looking forward to going home and working on projects and things, and I'm very excited about that right now. So far today, Art 1, I have my example way over here. Ooh. Okay, Art 1 is finishing up doing their decorative stitching. You can't even see it. Yep, there you can see it. What I have some on my edges. I have a little bit kind of down here. I need to add more, but they are finishing that up, and then I'm starting to show them the blanket stitch. And in years past, what I have done is shown a video, and I've had to repeat it like 5 times and try and have the kids go along with it, and that just wasn't working. And some of my kids are in different places in their projects, so it's kind of So what I've chosen to do this year is to show them like one-on-one or in small groups on how to do it. That way they get it right away and it works. And that is working really well. Even one of my high needs sped students in the 3rd period, I showed her how to do that and she got it. Like, now it's not the neatest, but she got the technique and it's working really well for her. And I can say the same about pretty much the rest of my students. So everything in that way is going well. I am currently working on Secret Project, which I will show you because I don't think anybody from my district watches my channel. Maybe? I don't know. If you do, let me know. But we are having an annual pumpkin competition. I've shown y'all some of my examples in the past. I think I even had a video. I'll link it if I remember. I don't normally remember. I'm bad about links these days. But every year we have a competition between every school submits a pumpkin and plus like admin, and I think this year they added technology department. Like we get a bunch of pumpkins together and then we have a contest. In the past, what I have done is surface carving. First year I carved an eagle and that worked out well. Second year it was like a claw coming through the eagle. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think this is only the 3rd year. I think, I don't know. But this year, instead of carving, we decided to do something different because the carving looked beautiful, it looked awesome, but then our whole presentation we did not put as effort into the whole picture. And so this year, I was like, why don't we were debating either fully carving it or just painting it. And I was like, why don't we just paint it? And our secretary came up with the idea of making it like back to school kind of theme, even though it's October, almost November. So I'm painting a globe, and we're gonna somehow figure out how to put it on a globe stand that we have. And then she has some books, and she's gonna make a prop, like a blackboard background, and so it's gonna have a full presentation this year. So I am super excited about that because I think it's gonna be awesome. It's turning out good. It's turning out good. People are like, oh my gosh, it looks like the world, you did so awesome. This is an artist secret, y'all. Hold on, here's a secret. You cheat and copy whenever you can. I'm not getting paid for this. this is just for fun. And so I printed out a big copy, you can see there's Africa, a big copy of the world map, and it wasn't quite big enough because it doesn't go all the way around the pumpkin, but that's okay. But I traced it, and then now I'm painting it. I have the first coat on, and then I'm gonna put like painterly kind of dabs of like green and yellow and things like that to kind of show the terrain a little bit better. So that'll be my part, and then after school today, I'll help the secretary kind of put it together. She's getting the stand set up, and we'll get it put together and figured out. So that is exciting. That is the big thing I am working on, and I keep jumbling around, but I am excited about that. Like, it's turning out really good. So like I was saying, Art 1 is finishing, and they're trying, a couple kids are finishing their blanket stitch, and so then they'll stuff it. Art 2 is just working on their weavings today. They're making a lot of progress. Oh my God, yesterday. I had to share the clip with you. So yesterday, I think we had like 26 or 27 in there. They were silent for at least 30 minutes of the class period. 100% working. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, what? What? And I didn't even say anything. I didn't have to give any reminders. In fact, most of the class period, I sat at my desk. I finished lesson plans. I was working on other things. I got my sped tracking updated. Like what? Oh my gosh. It was beautiful. It was amazing. And I tried to go get our assistant principal so I can be like, look, see what our kids can do. But he wasn't at his office. And the period ended before I saw him again. So, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I don't know if it'll happen again. I hope it does. But we'll see. Part of what contributed to that is the 2 kids who are the big triggers. One is now in DAP, and he will be for probably the rest of the semester. I don't know exactly how many weeks he got. And then the other one's been in ISS. And the other one, I tried to go see him yesterday and give him work in ISS, but he just kept misbehaving, being rude to me, being extremely rude and disrespectful to the ISS teacher. So now he has a lot more days of ISS because he was just disrespectful to her. Like, he couldn't prove himself. And then there's another one who's a big talker for me, was out. Now she's back today, but she normally talks to one of the kids one of the trigger boys who's a trigger, but that boy is still in ISS today. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. And she's excited about her project. I went and saw her in ISS yesterday and brought her project, and she got a lot of it done, like 5 inches of it done. So she's right on track with everybody else, and she was super quiet when I went in there, and she was super respectful and good and optimistic, and so she's doing it. And I saw her this morning. She's doing great. So I have a feeling that I'm very optimistic, is all I'm going to say. I don't want to say I have a feeling because the teaching gods will curse me or something like that. So that's going well. Art 3, of course, is just working on their independent projects. They're just trucking along, although I did have some boys make some inappropriate conversations today, and I need to call those parents. I should have done it right away before I went to lunch, but I was hungry. Right now my conference is almost over, and I need to keep working on this pumpkin because this is my priority right now. I guess if I finish this early enough, I will call them, and if I don't get to it, I guess I'll call them tomorrow. You know, whatever. But yeah. Here's the pumpkin, all painted. Now I get to go assemble it with the stand. Hello, hello. It is Friday. It is the end of the day, and I am all packed up and ready to go. And I thought I'd share with y'all how my day went. Today went well. Today went very well. I woke up this morning excited and ready for the day, ready to go. And I have some kid slime on my desk that I need to no, it's on the floor. I need to not play with. These kids have been making slime, and I've had to collect some. So my day went pretty well, in terms of what we were doing today, Art 1, we tried pretty hard to finish our skulls. We did not, but maybe like 30% finished. So what I'm going to try on Monday is we're going to do reflections, which we were supposed to do today and didn't, which I'm going to do it right now. I need to put a copy or a reminder. I'll do it. Here's a sticky right here. I need to do a reminder that we need to do reflections in Art 1 because we were supposed to do them today, and I didn't realize until lunch that I didn't do that. So there's my sticky note on my computer. But we need to do that, and then also finish our skulls. I've been telling the kids I'm going to give them like half the class period. So what my plan is on Monday is to start the next project, introduce it, do the kind of do the analysis and look at the examples, and then they can finish their other projects. And never really done that before, but I think that's going to be a good use of time. Art 2 today was also supposed to be the last day for weaving, but that didn't happen. I want them next week to start realistic portraits, and I think this group is going to be hesitant, especially because most of them are 6th graders. Well, not most of them, but a third of them are 6th graders. So I'm hoping if I at least introduce it and then they can finish their other projects, and I told them for sure they have like 20 minutes. Hopefully that will work. Then Art 3 is just trucking along, doing their projects. Had one of my star students, she's just getting frustrated, and I love her. Sometimes though you just get frustrated, and I've been able to share with a lot of my students, not the family issues we've been having, or the stuff I had not been having. It's all solved. We are not having it anymore, but there were things that had to be sorted out earlier this week, and I was just telling the kids how I just basically told them, I was like, sometimes we had to do things really hard. You remember earlier this week when I wasn't here? I wanted to be here like so bad that like I would so rather have been here, but I couldn't be here. I had to sort stuff out at home, and that was not fun at all. And they're like, okay. So that's helped some. That's helped with kids who just haven't been working, and I don't know. So that's how things have been going. And my kids are getting along right now. Hopefully they get along for a while, so I don't have to move seats or deal with stuff. The other big thing that happened today is that we put our entry into the district pumpkin competition, pumpkin carving decorating thing. We've had this competition I think for 3 years. I think this is the 3rd year, and we haven't won yet. But this year it was nice because I feel like people were kind of more into it and super creative, and even though like I painted the pumpkin to look like a globe, and it was the secretary's idea, and she kind of set it up to look like a table. So here's it. Then there are some other entries that looked pretty good. The art teacher at the high school also decided to paint this year because last couple years I surface carved the pumpkin. I didn't carve all the way through. I just carved a design on the surface, which I have a video and I will link if I remember. I think I already said that. Yeah. Anyways, but he also decided to paint because he was like, she always carves. Let's do something different. But they did something really cool. They got a picture of a student who volunteered, and he painted her face on the pumpkin, and they decorated it to look like a senior, a graduate, and made a stage and everything. They went like all out. I don't know how they're gonna do because it's creative. It just doesn't show too much skill. Ours is creative and not over the top, but still shows skill. And their other entries were pretty good too. I liked that more departments were involved this year. Normally it's just the 4 schools plus admin building, but now different departments like technology entered. I think technology entered. Yeah, technology entered, and then maintenance entered, and plus us. So it was kind of nice to have more creative things, and we have not gotten the results yet. We normally get the results by the end of the day, but no, I guess we'll have to wait till Monday. So either that or they just told the winner and we'll get our results on Monday. But we usually get an email like the day of, so I'll get that surprise on Monday. Anyways, it was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it as always. I'm proud of what we created, even though I don't know if we're gonna win. We'll see, maybe first or second. You never know. But it was good and things are going well, and I look forward to enjoying this weekend. Kind of wish my husband wasn't on a work trip this weekend, but you know, sometimes I gotta work. I have been dying to spend some time with him, but he is on anyways, I hope that y'all have a great weekend. Thank you very much for following me through my week, and I will see you